What's the point of watching football all weekend if you can't overanalyze it?
Reaction Monday is sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Little pep in the step today, no doubt about it. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes to my right. The Bake Show behind the glass. Fellas, great to be with you. How we feeling? Thawed out?
Goodness. You know
feeling
what?
Good?
I am thawed out. You know how I was worried about how I was going to handle the cold because I am soft when it comes to cold temperatures, but we made it through. You were even out there. You offered me a seat in the whip, if I needed to warm up during breaks. But no, it was awesome. The environment was great. This weekend was a lot of fun for me. Saturday, I did catch myself as a football fan feeling overwhelmed with just wait a minute. Chiefs and Texans are on right now, too. And then it's Ravens and Steelers and Texas and Clemson. It was just a lot of football coming at us from every angle. But other than that, man, life is good. The holidays are here, and I'm back here with you.
Do you remember when we had Pete Futek on right after the Michigan game?
Yeah.
And he was trying to talk us into, hey, the sun came up, guys.
Sun will
and
come out.
You know what I said to him? I know you remember what I said to him that day.
Of course I do.
Not yet. Not yet it hasn't, Pete.
Not yet.
We got to wait.
Yep.
And guess what? Now it has. And let's get something out of the way before we break down everything and all the revisionist history on the games and the committee and all the playoffs. Let's get one thing out of the way. And this is with all due respect.
Uh-oh.
Where in the hell was that 3 weeks ago? I just need to get it out. Let's get it out. Let's get it out there because it is the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
All right? You can't go back and replay it. And the only thing you could do, and we talked about this, the only thing you could do is use it for motivation. I said on Friday, I was thrilled that this wasn't a 5-week break like old school Michigan pre-Thanksgiving versus bowl game. Mm-hmm. Because in my mind, I wanted them to still feel it. I did. I didn't want to flush it away completely. I know a lot of guys say that, no, you don't want to dwell on the Michigan game. You want to focus on, we must move forward. Mm-hmm. I agree. But with that one, I wanted that in their back pocket. They played like it. There's no question about it. And I think I just needed to say that because I think that's what everyone's thinking.
No, I think it's appropriate to start there. And, you were all over this and where this was headed because you highlighted the history of this program. And when they get backed in a corner, if they have to get off the mat, you get these performances from them. And we heard that from you. We heard from the head coach all week long that we're going to be aggressive. We're going to be aggressive. And we figured that would be the Ohio State that we were going to get because we saw this movie before a couple of years ago when they played Georgia. Right. And we know that it's in them. We know that the play calling ability is in Ryan. It's in Chip Kelly. And they just let it all hang out, man. And it was a tremendous performance
after
from them.
Midnight.
It was wild to see.
We gonna let it all hang out.
I thought Tennessee would offer more resistance. And Ohio State said, no, not today. We got the Scarlet out. We're coming into this thing laser focused and angry, motivated, whatever you want to label it. And they had complete game from start to finish. It really felt that way. And, Will Howard, what he was able to do on Saturday was just tremendous. And when you're Coach Day and you're the coaching staff and you were looking for answers coming out of the Kyle McCord era and you rocked out with Will and signed that dotted line and said, we're going to do this together. This is what you envision. This is the game that you envision for Will Howard and his complete game, what he was able to do, in my opinion, the best game in an Ohio State uniform. And that's what you needed. You needed Will to come in this thing as the leader and put his full skill set out there. And that's what the dude did. So credit to him for being the face, to me, of the program on Saturday as the quarterback and being the captain and absolutely balling out.
So there are a couple things when you do like the simple arithmetic on Ohio State and the history of their playbook. I said on Friday, and I repeated it again on Saturday during the tailgate, that I couldn't remember the last time Ohio State had lost 2 games in a row at home. And there was a reason, because I wouldn't have remembered it, because it was before I even got here. It was 1990. When you think about that many years that this program has not gone back-to-back at home with L's. Now, you can bet into the trend if you want, which I certainly did, but I'll get back to my original point. When you take a lot of talent, and I mean a ton, and then you add doubt in the air, it's an incredible recipe. It's an incredible recipe when you know they've stayed together. And I think that there was no way for us truly to know what was going to happen Saturday. It's still a football game. It's still 60 minutes. But I think what I was very confident in hearing and kind of paying attention to what was going on was that whatever was going to happen, this group was never going to have a game where they weren't focused on what was going on. Yeah. They weren't going to, quote, quit. It wasn't going to be where the Michigan thing was going to hang over so much that it would paralyze them. And in fact, I was really confident it would be the exact opposite. Now, I certainly wasn't predicting 42-17, the biggest win over an SEC school in the history of Ohio State football.
Wow.
I was not predicting that. I got Tennessee's points right. I did not get Ohio State's. I had them 27, and they blew that out of the water. But what I knew was going to happen, we were not going to come in here today with hearing from Ryan Day and Chip Kelly, yeah, we should have done this. We could have done that.
And we heard some of that
done that
coming out of the Michigan game.
Right.
That stuff was out there.
When I saw the first play of the game, this was not a big deal. The first play of the game was a wide receiver screen to Ibuka. Now, just calling that play, no matter what it did, I think set a mindset and a tone for the night. I'm not here to tell you that early face mask by Tennessee wasn't huge. That would have gotten them a 3-and-out on the sack. Does it change the psychology of the game? Early on, it does. Early on, it would have. Yeah. But Ohio State turned that into points and scoring on their first 3 trips and all that. They got the running back involved. Trey on the wheel routes. He was big part of the passing game. Defensively, they had guys looping, confusing Nico, getting home with 4 a lot of the time. Once Sampson got tweaked, Tennessee, this was the perfect game plan, actually. The perfect result was that because I talked Friday about how many carries does this guy need to have? And everyone from Tennessee told us as many as he can handle. Well, he got 2. Their horse was sidelined in the stable all night.
Yeah.
And that put the game in the hands of a very young, talented quarterback, who I'm here to tell you I thought played pretty tough. He single-handedly got his team back in that game with the read options and his throwing ability to the sideline. Got his head cracked by Cody, the whole deal. And he stayed out there as a California kid on his 14th start, I believe, and actually manned up a little bit. But the offensive line, Luke Montgomery, pancaking a guy on a 30-yard TD run by Trey, who made Will Brooks, his jock is still on the field if he wears one. And that's a senior. So what they did on Saturday night, well, I didn't expect it to that degree, to your point, because Tennessee had some firepower. Their one real identity, the core of their offensive team, was taken away.
It was taken away from them. And then you stripped away some of their playmakers, too, along the way, right, in this game, too. When you look at their wide receiver room, you brought up Luke Montgomery in that offensive line, and credit to them. Because that, to me, is where I thought the game could get dicey, is because of the uncertainty in that unit and what we saw from them the last time out and how it wasn't a clean outing for the offensive line. The Travion run you highlighted was tremendous. That was just beautiful football right there. But also credit to Donovan, right? When you think about what he was able to do at left tackle and what he's been working through at a position change and going from something you're very comfortable in doing to going to arguably the most important offensive line position, and you come out of this game against a guy in James Pierce and some other good defensive linemen, and you don't allow a single pressure, according to Pro Football Focus, that's huge. That is massive, and it allowed Will and this offense to flow the way that we know that they can flow when you give them time. And I thought an important window of this game for me was when Ohio State played some really good complementary football. And that's what I think makes a great football team, is then you have everything working together, and you come right out of halftime as a unit where UT kind of catches a hint of momentum, right? And they make that thing 21-10. And the defense gets the ball back to the offense, and Will has a clean drive and then drops that dime to Jeremiah Smith. And I felt like that was all she wrote, right there. That was a demoralizing window of the game right there to where everybody's working together. Okay, you go in the locker room. UT's got a little bit of life. We're not having any of it. Defense, we're going to get the ball right back to you on offense. Will's going to continue to play clean football the way he did all night long. You drop that dime, and that was it. That, to me, is a sign of a really, really good football team, and I thought that was one of the nails in the coffin that Ohio State laid to UT on Saturday.
Yeah, they got a big phrase around this team about leave no doubt, and Saturday night they left no doubt, and they put the stamp on it very early in that game. So they came out with a vengeance, and this is what I thought. This is what a lot of people thought they would and could be before the season started. It's a long season to get to the tournament and flip the switch, but the perfect igniter, the perfect fuse, in a weird way, was the fact, not that they wouldn't have been great beating Michigan and going in with a bye and feeling really good about themselves. But if you have to take the long way, you have to use that stuff for motivation, and they did. And the creativity was outstanding. I can't tell you how many times they were running play action on first down. They ran play action on first down all night long. Tennessee didn't know what to do to even blitz them because they were backing out of when they were showing blitzes. Even on third and medium, they did not know what to do. And credit to Will. I'm glad you mentioned him, and we will talk about him all day. This was his game. Ryan Day on Thursday put it out there publicly. You be better than the other guy's quarterback. Be a leader. And he certainly was. He picked apart their zone. He put shots on the hands. He was throwing 45-yard passes on fingertips. The guy was legit.
He was.
On Saturday night. This is why he came here, and this is why they wanted him. We'll get into Ryan Day and the 3-week game plan. What was it? You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Hey, Jackets fans, we know what's on your holiday wish list. Ask your Secret Santa for a Blue Jackets holiday gift pack. You'll score 2 tickets plus a Blue Jackets helmet shirt, all for just $99. Learn more at bluejackets.com/holiday.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, you name it. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS. Get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, this is Tracy from Custom Air. Tired of constant heating and cooling repairs, plus really high energy bills? Don't wait. Upgrade to an energy-efficient HVAC system today. Get an instant estimate or schedule a free consultation at customairco.com. Custom solutions, custom comfort, Custom Air.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. You've got a Pepto predicament, festive feaster.
Who wants another slice of Grammy's famous pumpkin pie?
I do not. I think I need to lay down for a minute. You overdid it on all the family favorites, and now your stomach's throwing a Yuletide tantrum. Undo it with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto Chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can get back to the feast and the festivities.
Who's ready for some games?
When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Better is around the corner in 2025. Feeling better, getting rid of joint pain once and for all. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. QC Kinetics patients are able to walk up and down the stairs like my dad, tailgate with their friends. They can finally sleep without pain waking them up. That aching, they can feel normal again. That can be you. 2025 can look very different than what the past years have looked. So call QC Kinetics and say goodbye to the shoulder, the knee, the hip, the back, whatever's aching you. QC Kinetics and Dr. Ray Tesser and his team, they're waiting for your call with the treatments right in the office with no downtime, no drugs, no surgeries. Their advanced protocols in regenerative medicine have helped tens of thousands of people get lasting relief. no steroid shots, and if you've been told surgery is your only option, well, check out a second opinion and go check out QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. Go to QC/Columbus, or even better yet, call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544 with offices in Dublin and Gahanna.
If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, we have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers.
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Satellite and radar shows a weak cold front off to the west. Most of the daylight hours today will be dry, but after about 9 o'clock tonight, we'll have showers moving into the area. Tonight's low will be 36. Christmas Eve, cloudy with a high of 43. Christmas Day, cloudy with a possible stray shower, high 42. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Maddie ranked the most dynamic duo of all time, Caesar Salad and Moscow Mule. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, we'll do a little daily double here on Bet365, Maddie.
Yes, sir, because at Bet365, we don't do ordinary. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. We got a Cavs game tonight. They're taking on the Utah Jazz. I am looking at Jared Allen in a double-double for him tonight. The juice on it, I like. Give me yes for plus 130 for Jared Allen to bring home a double-double tonight.
All right, I'll go to the ice. Hockey, a loser's man's bet, and I'm going to go back to the well a little bit. They're playing Montreal tonight. I got cracked by them at their place, and I'm going to combine a couple things. Let's go. Oh, by the way, when you do a single game parlay on Bet365, you get a 30% boost.
Love it.
So if you do a three-way feast, which I'm going to do here, so we'll go Marchie with a point. Let's keep his little 5-game point streak brewing. Let's go Marchie with at least 2 shots on goal. And let's say that Patty, line A back in the house, is going to have 2 shots on goal.
Okay.
Minimum.
Okay.
If I do that, I get him to plus 125. The 3-way boost, 30%, gets me to plus 260 on that little 3-way. Marchie point, Marchie 2 shots on goal, Patty 2 shots on goal.
Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only. Must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Close. Thought we were going to have to throw a flag for a false start right there on you.
Yeah, and it's weird because it must be that when I see CB's dome in there, it triggers some kind of like subliminal message to me.
Well, your brain is also like, we just did Bet365 an hour earlier than what we're usually doing it too. So we got another one coming at you, big dog.
All right, so this is a little bit of a longer take, but I think it is the elephant in the room. Buckeye fans back on board. You knew they would be. There was doubt in the air about Ohio State, but with Tennessee, and I said it on Friday, and I'll say it again. If they didn't beat Tennessee at home, then every conversation was legit to be on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Every one. You cannot talk. I'll say it again. You cannot talk about Michigan 364 days out of the year and tell me how important it is and how it means everything, and then on 365 on that day say, oh, well. You can't do it. It's hypocritical. And so they needed to bounce back, and to all their credit, they did. They took the last 3 weeks, and they learned from their lesson. This was right out of the Buckeye No Regrets playbook. It happened 2 years ago against Georgia, and they almost got it across the line. This was the first step on that. And here's the other thing. The other guarantee I think a lot of people had this year, Maddie, was that they were going to see Oregon again. We all thought it was going to be in Indy. Now it's going to be in Pasadena.
Rose Bowl.
All right. You were going to see them again. Yeah. Everybody had that feeling. Yep. I didn't know the bracket was going to set up like this. And you know how stupid the bracket is. We'll talk about that later. But here's Ryan Day. We'll play a couple for you on kind of where was this lurking from 3 weeks ago.
You know, I'm proud of our seniors for a lot of reasons. One, for the fact that they were able to finish their last game at Ohio Stadium with a win like that. And, I'm also proud of the way that they responded. And, I told them in the locker room that, in life, you're going to be defined by the way you handle adversity in life, as a person, as a man, as a dad. And so, to see the way that they responded in this game, you can tell from the jump that they had a look in their eye that they were going to go win this game. And I thought they played that way. So a lot of football ahead of us. Great win. But we're going to enjoy this for 24 hours, and then it's on to Oregon.
There you go. He's had a lot of heat, rightfully so. Give it to him now. Give him the praise on the bounce back. Yes, he was a touchdown favorite over Tennessee at home. Was it the home field advantage? It certainly turned into that way right away. Everybody said, and was so cliche, Maddie, to go with fast start. Fast start for Tennessee, the doubters start coming again. Herbie predicted, thought, if Ohio State has a sluggish start. I said on the tailgate show, I don't know if you heard me, I said, I think he did him a favor by saying what he said. Because if Ohio State had started slow or had that 3 and out, it was almost like the fan base was going to be, well, wait a minute, we can't make him right. Like they would almost prove him wrong.
I would have been surprised early in the game if it was that 3 and out scenario if you heard boos, but I think it would have been very quiet in there. I think there would the nerves would have been at a pretty high clip. I don't know if the fan base would have turned on them at that point. I just thought all of that would have been unnecessary, right? Especially with what's on the line in this game. I think as a fan, it's your job to motivate your guys and push them through. I think through a positive lane more than anything, but they didn't have to worry about that because Ohio State just absolutely mollywopped Tennessee from start to finish.
It was so key, the start for both teams, and everyone said it, and it was for a mindset for Ohio State, for an upset-minded Tennessee, and then the whole Sampson, obviously the hammy and the whole tweaking, that certainly changed things. Here's Ryan Day on the difference in the game plan that he had 3 weeks to craft.
I think it was a combination of things. I think that it's a little bit of everything. I think when you go back and look at the season, we talked about it going into the game. We were a different team. When we lost Seth, we played that Indiana game. We got, the punt return. Looking back on it, we got that turnover down in the red zone. We really didn't play great on offense in the Indiana game, truth be told. And then we went into the last game and still didn't quite know what the ramifications were of everything that was going on based on who we had up front. And, there was a lot of things that played into that game, but certainly one of them was we called this game more aggressively. There's no question about that. But also I think we did some things in this game that maximize what we have in terms of our strengths and minimize our deficiencies. Not that everything was perfect in this game. It wasn't. But I do think that, and I also thought Will was excellent in this game. Played really well. Did a really good job of placing the ball in some big time throws. When he needed to make plays with his legs, he did. And certainly Jeremiah, was dynamite again. But Will was the leader, but we also had balance in this game. It wasn't like it was just throwing it all over the place. We did have balance. We had some good runs. And those hit for us, which makes a big difference when you have that run pass balance that we're looking for. So, this has got to continue. This has got to build momentum, going into this next game.
You know why it hit in my mind? Because you softened them up with the pass. That's why the running game hit, because they couldn't